Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Hello, sports gamers, and welcome to another edition of the ECL Elite coverage here on SportsGamer. My name is Sin, and it's just me today, but we have some very, very exciting matchups for you. Of course, first on the docket, Radical taking on Roots Gaming, and Radical have been on a pretty good stretch of games of late, as we can take a look at the standings right now and see where they and Roots are fitting into the equation so far this season. Of course, the left hand of the bracket, those playoff positions, that's where you want to be come the end of the season. It is a 30-game regular season, and you will notice some disparity between games played. And on that right side, you'll see Roots and Radical both finding themselves on that part of the bracket. The Roots is in one of those 4 relegation positions, in one of the 3 where they would have to play a relegation series should they end the season right in that spot. So, you know, both of these teams desperately needing points. One of them more so to get back into the playoff picture. For Roots at this point, it's more damage control to kind of work their way out of one of those relegation positions, of course. And we'll take a look now at the head-to-head comparisons between these two teams and see the numbers for them so far over the course of this season. If you take a look at that, you can kind of get an idea of where the struggles have been, especially on the side of Roots Gaming. 32 goals for, low, goals against 50, quite high. Their power play has been good. Penalty kill, you could call around average there. And on the side of Radical, they've had a pretty good defense throughout the course of the season. However, it's their goals for that hasn't quite been good enough. It seemed like in last week's matchup, they began to get that going just a little bit, and their special teams does leave a little bit to be desired as well. So we'll take a look now at the lineups for these two teams. Of course, the respective players slotting in for this season. We do have, well, not a new face in the ECL, but a new face for this season on the side of Roots. But for starting off on the side of Radical, we have Dillinger, Vire, and Harlow up front with Sisu and King of Apes on the back end, Pelkinen in between the pipes. And on the side of Roots, you have Limo, Lexa, and Sokolo up front with Nordsman and Vode on the back end, Yantes between the pipes here. And we'll take a look now at some head-to-head comparisons, starting off with the centers. Lexa, as I mentioned, or alluded to, is his first appearance here in this ECL season. He has no games played, but this is a guy who's been around the block quite a bit and is definitely experienced in that center position. And when we take a look at Vire, he does have the numbers to back things up, and 27 points in 16 games played, doing quite well. I mean, where you kind of expect a centerman to be, as Radical continues to kind of begin to find their offensive legs here, and a solid face-off percentage as well to boot. More of a goal scorer than a passer, which is more rare when it comes to centermen. However, he's doing a great job in that regard, as we now switch our attention over to the winger matchups for this head-to-head here. As, of course, Dillinger and Harlow are the wingers for Radical, both of them in pretty good shape. And if you go on the flip side, Limo and Sokolo, not too bad, but with that higher, amount of games played and then lower point totals, you give the edge in this matchup to Radical, at least on the surface here. But if you take a look at the physical play, both Limo and Sokolo have a really high propensity to lay the body, to put a lot of hits up. Dillinger does on the flip side, but Harlow, a less physical player, and also has the least amount of shots as well over there. Definitely a pass-first kind of winger here. And so that's something that perhaps Roots Gaming can sort of key in on him. If he's going to be pass first, maybe they give him a little bit of a cushion, more so than they would a Dillinger or a Vire. And the defensive comparisons here between these two teams, of course, on the side of Radical, Sisu and King of Apes. Now, you may be kind of wondering what happened to King of Apes stats, and It's rare that a defenseman with 14 points in 16 games played would receive that sort of attention, but this is historically has been one of the best defensemen in the ECL, capable of putting up massive offensive seasons, and see him past the halfway point of the season with 0 goals in 16 games played. Little bit of a surprise. In fact, 0 goals from the back end of Radical at all over the course of the season, and just 1 on the side of Roots. And for two teams maybe struggling at times to produce that offense, you're going to want a little bit more of a contribution from that back end. I mean, if you look at the numbers from these two sets of pairings, it's near identical when it comes to one guy more defensive, another guy with slightly more offense here. Physical games pretty much the same here. Less block shots from Vode, but at that point you are splitting hairs. And the last matchup between these two teams, of course, is the goaltender comparisons. And this is where there is another pretty distinct advantage when it comes to Radical here. And Pelkinen, his save percentage, 84.6. I mean, he's had mid-80 save percentage nearly throughout the course of the season. Had it last week when we covered them. And he's just continuing to be a solid netminder for Radical. Could really be the catalyst to help turn this team around as long as they continue to find that offense. He has just been a really stalwart presence for them back there. Now, on the flip side, Yantes, I mean, it's not like he's having a bad season. He's 80% on the save percentage, does have a shutout to his credit, but his team just hasn't been scoring enough, and quite simply. And, with Lexa slotting in, whether it's that due to availability or they're just looking to shake things up and get more production, that's something to keep an eye on. But Yantes has been pulling his weight for this Roots team throughout the course of the season. Now, we will be bringing you the gameplay for Radical and Roots coming up. Of course, a home and home, a double header, so to speak, between these two teams, as always is for the regular season matchups. And of course, we are excited to get things underway here as well, but if we do have time, we'll kick it back to the standings now and turn our attention over to some of the rest of the teams here in the Elite Division, how they've been doing throughout the course of this season. Of course, Strikers has now taken that top spot, but Jyväskylä right behind them. 16 games played. They have 2 games in hand and are only 2 points behind. So by points percentage and the possibility of points, they are still in that first place, which who knows? I don't think really many people expected them to be here, as well as Mayhems. They have been on a tear of late. Did not have the best start to the season, but they have just been all over it right here now with 38 points in 18 games played. Tunnel Vision, surprisingly to many, find themselves in 4th spot, but again, 2 games in hand. If they're able to win 2 in regulation, all of a sudden they would have 39 points. They would be able to potentially leapfrog 2. It is going to be a wild race to the finish here, as it so often is. We have passed for every team besides hREDS the midway point in the season, of course, it being a 30-game regular season. Teams like Unwanted, Polski Boys, Heimo, Goons, they have all passed that 2/3 point of the season as well. It flies by here at ECL as many games as it sounds like 30 is all of a sudden, especially if you're on that right-hand side of the bracket. Every single game becomes that much more important, but that's really how it is at any point in the regular season here. Points are always important. There's always something to play for no matter where you are in the standings. It comes to the relegation battle or otherwise. So I believe, I'm getting word here, the teams are just about ready and searching here to get matched up. So we will be bringing you this coverage of Radical and Roots Gaming as soon as they have indeed matched up here. So, but I think we're having a little bit of a delay. So we're going to kick it over to an ad break just real quick with us. And I hope you guys will stick by.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi. Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
All right, we thank you, of course, for sticking with us here. And the teams have indeed matched up. Again, Radical taking on Roots Gaming. One team looking to punch their ticket into a playoff berth. Another team probably just looking to try to work their way out of relegation position. The latter, of course, being Roots Gaming. So we'll see what happens here in this matchup. Can Radical keep up that good form of play and that better offense that they have been getting in their last couple games? Opening face-off here. Radical does take possession. Works to reset it back in their own end. Susu takes it up. Good pass right there to Vire, but turns it over quickly there. Lexa, dangerous pass right there. Harlow has some space. Spin. Oh, and a shot from behind the net. Definitely not the animation that he would have wanted right there, but a good chance for Radical early on nonetheless, and they're still digging. Harlow passed out front. His shot blocked by Lexa in front. And here comes Sokolo back the other way. Nice toe drag here. Gets hit by his own player. May have knocked him out of a shooting position. Nordsman now with it. Stops up. Switches with his defensive partner. Lexa in the corner. Sends it back down low. Limu may have turned that one over. Vire coming back the other way. He'll hit King of Apes. Nice sauce off the wall. Gives himself a little bit of space. One time, he scores! Dillinger right in the slot. Somehow finds a soft spot, and Radical take a 1-0 lead early on. It was a great zone entry there, orchestrated by King of Apes with that brilliant sauce off the wall. He dodges a hit by getting the slightest, just the slightest speed burst right there, and the pass into the middle for Dillinger. He makes no mistake. Radical striking first. A great early start for them here in this one. Just 5 minutes into the first. See how Roots can respond. Of course, they have struggled to score all throughout the course of this season, but they've got to find an answer very, very quickly, or this game could indeed get out of control. There is Vire. Takes it away in the slot. Harlow coming back the other way. Doesn't like what he sees and will reset. Radical get the zone entry right there. Harlow takes it along the half wall. Kicks it back up top to Sisu. His shot pinballs around the slot, and Nord's been having a little bit of trouble getting that out. Limu has it, will try to work it out, but turns it right back over to Radical. King of Apes once again hits Harlow on the break-in. Harlow gets it sticked away. Good poke from Nordsman. Limu coming back the other way now for Roots. His pass picked off by King of Apes. Does have some trouble with it, but good support by Radical here. Trying to come back the other way with numbers, but Harlow just didn't have enough left in the tank right there. But Radical right now all over Roots in the neutral zone, forcing turnover after turnover. Nice play by King of Apes there. Shot on, and Yantes forced to make the save off of Vire. Yet another good zone entry for Radical. It seems that they've had pretty much free reign getting into the zone, and Roots has had a much tougher time of it. And credit where it's due, Radical's neutral zone play is the difference right now. It's feeding the counterattack. It's providing them with good scoring chances. We'll see what adjustments Roots want to make here. They do gain the line, but again, immediately poked off. They get fortunate bounces there as that comes close into Pelkin, and Sokolo once again trying to get that one on, and a penalty taken by Roots there. I didn't quite catch the infraction, but Radical in possession now, back the other way. Dillinger drops it. King of Apes now along the point, creeps in a bit. Dillinger will get it once more. Vire now back up top. Harlow has to be careful, eludes the check. King of Apes now keeps it down low. Goaltender, I don't believe, is heading to the bench. And the puck will finally be touched up. So we'll get a chance to see Radical's power play go to work. It was an interference call by Sokolo, so I'm assuming he was trying to swipe at a loose puck in front of the net and body checked someone instead. Very common penalty, of course, here in NHL 24 throughout the early going, and indeed, there it is. So Roots down a man here and down a goal. This is a massive penalty kill for them. We'll see what they're going to be able to do. Vire on the draw will come away with the victory. Radical looks to set things up. Arlo trying to creep in there. Easily. Oh, that's not a good clear right there by Nordsman there. Looked like he struggled initially with the slap shot. Came off the wall. Just passer's shot that went off the post by King of Apes right there. Sort of an interesting, I don't know what to call it there. Yantes clearly fooled as that rang off the bar. Vide coming in with some space. He scores! Beautiful play by Radical. Starts with the zone entry once again with speed, with the extra man. And Vide makes no mistake. Beats two right there, then cuts in front with, I'm not going to lie, a little bit of a panic move from the opposite side defenseman. That would have been, well, it would have been Nordsman from that way. I was trying to get a glimpse of the color, but yes, I see the skates. The purple skates from Nordsman. Little bit of a panic correction right there, and you know, Vide just slipped right by and got a one-on-one opportunity with the goaltender. So Roots now really in dire straits, down 2 in the first period, and all the momentum on the side of Radical. Vode, though, with a nice intercept in the neutral zone. Lexa has it poked off and leads to an offside, and once again, the blue line play, the neutral zone play of Radical is the difference here. Roots just have not been able to get a lick of sustained pressure, really any A-grade clean opportunities because of the back check and the defensive play of Radical here. King of Apes once again, that self-sauce off the wall here, powers in, goes back door, and that one bounces away into the corner. Roots will have possession. Radical already stepped back, poke on the line and turned over immediately. Now Dillinger coming back the other way. Nice slow up by Harlow there, but a good job by Vode to keep that one away from the front of the net. Sokolo now has it poked free. Looks like Roots are offside. They are electing to chase here. Radical coming back. Vode with a nice intercept. Roots once again going to try to get a zone entry. They finally do on that right wing side. Bouncing puck through the slot. Limu has it now. Tries to go in front. Big slide from Pelkinen, but that will do it for the first period. Radical pick up 2-1 on the man advantage and are so far looking in complete control of this game. I mean, the scoreboard shows it, but more importantly, it's the play on the ice showing it as you get a look at that first goal. Just a beautiful effort from King of Apes to set that whole thing up, and we've seen him do that a few times now. That self-sauce off the wall. I know, you know, the old self-sauce, as some would call it, that has been essentially taken away, but off the wall right there is a very valid strategy. Something that even noobs like myself can do and have done to gain the line right there. So yeah, absolutely valid. You can see the advantage it provides right there on that play. So that's what we expect to see from a player of King of Apes caliber, exactly why he's on this Radical roster, and he's expected to do things like that as we get a look at that second goal as well. Just, again, a nice play by Vide. Again, maybe a little bit of an overcorrection from Roots Gaming, but again, a scary moment. You're already down a man, and then someone gains the line and beats two immediately. But second period now underway here. Radical, huge hit in the neutral zone. King of Apes steps up, keeps it alive, as maybe Roots Gaming looking to get that physical game going, try to create some momentum in their favor and create some quick transitions from physical play. That's a beautiful saucer pass. Limu has it now in the corner around the net. Sokolo testing the short side, but Pelkinen has it and smothers it. So a good start to the second period so far here for Roots Gaming. They definitely need to try to generate just little victories here and there. That saucer pass, great job on the transition. Quick zone entry, didn't allow Radical to set up, and they put a shot on net. Comes down to the face-off now. We'll see if Lexa can get this win and keep things alive. Vide has been quite good tie-up. Lexa will come up with it. Vode has to be careful. That's a good hit right there by Dillinger to just bully the puck out of the zone. Roots will have to reset once again, but now Radical's fully set up the way they want to be on that blue line. Good pressure by Harlow, and they do force the turnover. Support there by Vide. Here comes Sisu, pinching in, has the left wing entry. Dillinger with the shot on, goes just wide. King of Apes, quick pass to Sisu. His shot from distance. Vide looking for the deflection, but a clean glove save by Ayantes there. And Radical back to doing what they want to do. Once again, stifling the zone entry attempt of Roots, and it fed their counterattack back the other way. Face off here. Vede will come up with it. Harlow has it. Looks for the pass there. Maybe a bit dangerous, but King of Apes is slippery on the point. He maneuvers his way out now, pitching in to get another one-time play. Nearly identical. Place that Dillinger shot from the last time. He does it again. Radical have a 3-0 lead. I mean, same passer, same shooter. This time it's not off a zone entry, but King of Apes, just look at that skating. Nice pass down low, then he pinches in, and once again, Dillinger backs up, finds that soft spot. And that's just something you don't want to have happen if you're Roots Gaming. An identical goal being scored, but that's those high zone one-timers for you. They can be lethal, either off the rush or with the zone possession here. Roots need something quick. They're in on the attack. Loose puck in front. Vode with the shot on. Pelkinen fought it a little bit, but is able to keep that one out. And you're seeing his value to this Radical squad. He hasn't been tested a whole heck of a lot, but that was not an easy save to make, and he did just that. Defensive zone draw now for Radical. He cannot get the clear. Nordsman keeps it, and Sokolo's shot turned aside by Pelkinen. Harlow now has it. He's going to slow things down. King of Apes looking for the exit. Vide gets it to Dillinger, and Radical do get it all the way into the opposite zone, but turn it over after the blue line. Roots now in possession. Vode to Sokolo, but bodied off. Numbers perhaps now for Radical. Dillinger has it. Nice step-up play by Nordsman back there to disrupt that with the poke check. Harlow's shot looking for the short side. Blocker down by Iantes. On the point now. Quick pass there to Vide, who may not have been expecting it. Couldn't pull the trigger in time nonetheless. Nemu coming back the other way. King of Apes stepped up, and here they go back the other way. 3-on-1 for Radical, and oh, Dillinger can't sneak it by. Patted away by Iantes. He has just been under all sorts of pressure here. Odd man rushes, cycles in the offensive zone. Just so hard for him to be getting a break in this one. But Sokolo to Limu, they score! Roots answer back off a quick little play from the corner in front. And a pass to Limu, which he capitalizes on. That is a response that Roots desperately needed here in this one. Just finding a little bit of a soft spot there. Great work down low from, I think that was Lexa and Sokolo, unless it was Vode pinching in, but I believe it was Lexa. Sokolo picked up that loose puck, sent it to Limu, and he made no mistake, and it's exactly what Roots needed. Stop the bleeding, get something back. You're only down by 2 now. It is obtainable. You are going to have to tighten up, but they may not be done. Limu coming back the other way, sends it on. Pelkinen will make the save. We are more than midway through the second period, which means we are more than midway through this game here. Time will become a factor for Roots Gaming here, and you know that's going to be in the back of Radical's mind as well. Face-offs dead even, 6-6. But good win by Vide. The excellent poke by Sokolo, but in return, Harlow gets the poke off. Great sauce pass to Dillinger. Spin pass in, drops to Harlow. Radical will set up in the O zone. Sisu creeps in, but waited too long, got bodied off. Now trouble, but good back check. Look at that hustle from the forwards as well as King of Apes to get back in time here. And Radical looking to just quickly get this back out of their zone, and they will do so. Harlow coming in, bouncing puck all throughout the neutral zone. Roots will finally get it. Looking for the saucer pass, hits something in front, and will lead to a touch of an offside as the back checker intercepted that attempted pass by King of Apes. So a neutral zone draw here. Again, time becoming a factor. Roots has struggled to score throughout the course of the season. Just 5 wins on their record as well. These points are so important. We need to see desperation coming out from them. Oh, a nearly double move by Harlow to get things going. Counterattack from Roots immediately snuffed out by King of Apes on the blue line. Here comes Radical back the other way. Sauce pass won't go for icing. A chance to forecheck, but Harlow just the lone pressure right there as Radical understand the situation that they're in, and they actually force out an icing. So look at an offensive zone face-off nonetheless here. Is Radical playing the time a bit, but of course with the players that they have, they're going to continue to go for offense as well. That's exactly how you have to play in NHL 24. Good face-off win by Vide. Sisu to King of Apes. His shot deflects high and wide. Dillinger gets it behind the net. His attempted pass to the middle. Lexa has trouble with it. Puck bouncing in front. Limu will get it, but it's not cleared. Vire now into the corner, back up top. Sisu creeps in, has Harlow. Harlow doesn't like what he sees, peels back out. King of Apes shot deflected, goal! Just a beautiful cycle, 3 men high for Radical. King of Apes takes a shot from the far right-hand side of the ice. Vire deflects it in. And Radical get their 3-goal lead back with time ticking away here in the second. Just, you know, it's not often you'll see that from a winger right there. Creep back in, go 3 men high, but if, you know, Roots are going to collapse like that, I love that decision-making from Harlow. Pull everyone up to you, kick it to the side to King of Apes, and he has a clean shooting lane with traffic in front here. Radical can get out of this period with the 3-goal lead. You got to think, with what Roots have done this season, it would take a miracle for them to come back. Drop pass attempt by Harlow right there. Will not connect. Cisu's going to have to be careful here, taking that puck very close to his goaltender. Will likely just kill the rest of the time, and indeed he will. The second period ends with Radical in a commanding position here in this game. A 3-goal lead got trimmed down to 2 by Roots. They showed some signs of life, but Radical came right back here. This was the final goal scored. Just an impossible deflection for Yantes to stop. And that's just kind of been the story a little bit. Yantes, he hasn't played poorly by any means. The chances that he's had to face, the shots that have gone in, are very tough. 2 one-timers, a partial breakaway, and a deflection. He has been under the gun here throughout the entirety of this game. And unfortunately, his save percentage is sitting at 50% right now. But, you know, just Roots defense does not have an answer for what Radical has brought to the table thus far. As I'm not too sure what we are looking at right there. But we'll get a look at the goals here, if they're going to be so kind. No, we're out of time. That's okay. I'm always, of course, hoping for some classic King of Apes replays, but unfortunately he's not even streaming anymore, so we won't get any of the amazing zoom in, zoom out at the tail end of this game. But maybe he could train Vire in that way. Either way, third period gets underway in a quick offsides, but I like that mentality from Roots. Try one of those quick face-off plays, send someone up the middle, try to send that puck to him. You strike earlier, you get an early one. Again, back to obtainable with that two-goal deficit. Unfortunately, it did not work, and now Radical are in possession. Sisu trying to get that zone entry, and we start off with 2 offsides before we've even hit the 19-minute mark in the third period. Not something that we see every day, especially considering the pace of this game so far has been quick. Another face-off win by Vire here. Here comes Harlow. Thinking about slowing things down, has it in the corner, sent it towards the net, I believe. Maybe looking to bank it off, or perhaps a misclick, but oh, beautiful one-touch deke to the middle. Vire has a chance. I think the shot was blocked or influenced in some way. I don't think it really got on net right there. Harlow picks it up in the neutral zone. Dillinger has it poked off. King of Apes, the lone forechecker for Radical, continuing the pressure as well. Limu has it past the Nordsman, pinching in. He tried to send that across. No one was home. Sokolo sent it out front off a fortuitous bounce behind the net, but couldn't connect. King of Apes jumping up into the play here. Vode now has it. The deke off the wall right there. Lexa gets it off the hop. Trying to feed the middle there, but I understand the sentiment, but Radical, they're going to cover the middle of the ice like there's no tomorrow. Dangerous pass right there, but picked up, and oh my goodness! When it's working, it's working. A risky play on the blue line pays off because the puck gets cycled back down low. Vire takes it. Yantes caught swimming from just crazy bounces right in front of him. Hard to blame him. And a hat-trick hero for the Radical centerman. I mean, just look at that, yeah. Yantes thinks that's going to Dillinger cutting back, or to Harlow cutting back across the front of the net, but ends up bouncing away to Vire, and he has half a net to shoot at. 4-goal lead for Radical now may not be done. And again, you love the mentality. do not let up. Foot on the gas, foot on your opponent's throats. And that seems to be exactly what Radical's going for, though. That will be an unfortunate purposeful offside, or icing as someone would call it, from where the faceoff is taken. King of Apes, beautiful stop and go, looking for that one-time pass to Dillinger once again. It's not often we see two individuals getting a hat trick in the same game, but King of Apes looking for it right there. Good hit by Dillinger, shot on from the corner by Limu. Lexa has it from behind. Limu with the shot on. Pelkinen came way out to challenge that from the angle, and some physicality after the play as well. 11-19 remaining in the third. It seems a far cry that Roots is getting back into this. Of course, goal differential can still be a factor. That was a massive hit in the neutral zone. Absolutely folded the Roots skater on that one. So we'll see. It has been winning the last few faceoff. Does again right there, and that's a good win too. If Roots come away with that faceoff win, they would have full pressure. Dillinger coming in, looking for that hat trick, but hey, Lexa has it for Roots Gaming. 10 minutes remaining here in this third period. Harlow misses the hit, but he gets the Pedman pass. What a pass by King of Apes. Harlow in alone, he scores! The route is on. I don't know how King of Apes threaded the needle right there to Harlow, but he did indeed. And Harlow had all day to decide what he wanted to do on that breakaway. Goes to the forehand, beats Iantes. And the exclamation point has been added. If it wasn't already, Radical, they're styling at this point. A 5-goal lead with 9:24 remaining. Another faceoff won by Vide. And the Roots skaters just seem a little bit deflated right now. Lexa has it poked away at the line. Limu gets bodied at the line. Lexa does have it in. Nice L skate, but good support right there by Dillinger. He'll just send that one all the way through. King of Apes will give chase, looking for that puck chop, but fails, and someone flies in and takes out Nordsman for good measure here. Insult to injury, but if you know the guys at Radical, that's definitely not outside of their comfort zone here. So defensive zone draw. Lexa needs to win this. You know, Roots just need a little bit of something, maybe even just something to build on to go into this second game, but Radical coming up with it. Harlow had a little bit of trouble there along the boards, didn't get rid of it in time, and it could lead to some good zone possession, but what a poke in return here. Numbers 3-on-1 now for Radical. Harlow to Dillinger. He can't complete the hat trick. Yantes read that well and got over. Nice poke check by Harlow right there. Dillinger coming in, even Vire applying pressure. Limu coming back the other way, looking for the middle. That one's taken away. Good shot block by Vapes. Joins the rush, gets it in the middle. One-touch deke to the inside, trying to get the pass to probably Dillinger, but Vide was there as well. Another good poke check here, and there's just no space for Roots to gain the line. They may have a bit here. Nordsman goes with a spin that allows the back checker to get the poke. And once again, they can't get anything out of it. Harlow now dumps that one, perhaps off the wall. Either way, Lexa jumps up and able to get it. Roots in possession, but it's 2 minutes left. This will be a Radical victory. The only question is if they want to score any more. Dillinger has it. Now Vire, he tries to send it in front. Dillinger looking for the wraparound. Yantes out of position. He just couldn't get that stick all the way around the post right there. 40 seconds remaining now. Sokolo gets crushed in the corner. Limu goes down. Lexa tempted to be hit by King of Apes. He goes in front. Oh! A shot that you never think is going to be any danger right there actually hits the post, as Pelkinen may have overplayed the wrap just a little bit. But that goes to show you just how Roots' season is going. So close yet so far. King of Apes gets drilled in the one-time pass to Dillinger. They cannot connect on it. That will do it. Radical with an emphatic victory against Roots Gaming here. 6-1 with a hat trick from Vide. And honestly, a near hat trick for Dillinger. Had quite a few attempts there at the end. You can see a lot of his teammates, King of Apes in particular, trying to feed him. Once again, they use that gold 1T, but we'll get a look at some of Vire's goals. Of course, the hat trick score in this one, that deflection goal. Really a thing of beauty when you look at it, but it really started from Harlow's stick. The way right there, passes it over, brings up the collapse of Roots to open up all that space down low. You'll always hear me harping about you can't just attack the middle. You can't just, attack down low immediately. You have to try to spread the defense out, and that starts with good perimeter play. Radical had it throughout the entirety of this game. They also had great zone entries. They also had great zone denials and incredible neutral zone play. All those things combined, big reason they're walking away with a 6-1 victory. In this one, you get a look at just all the points coming out from them as well. 5 points for Vire. That is absolutely impressive. Not the stats that Yantez would have wanted, but hard to blame him really for any of the goals that went in. The one you could maybe say was that Vire hat trick goal that bounced all crazy in front of him, but even then, those are incredibly hard bounces to track. So for Roots Gaming, they're going to need to give their goaltender not only some defensive help, but some goal support in this next one here. It's hard to just say burn the tape at this point when you're Roots, and at the stage they are in the season in a relegation position. But yeah, that's just one you let get away from you. And yeah, just tough. Just a tough game overall for Roots, and a brilliant game in every sense of the word when it came to the play of Radical. And there's that one-time play. I mean, you see it once, you basically know what happened on the previous one as well. Nearly identical, except it was off of the rush here. We're getting a look at the lone Roots goal. It's a great play and something that they need to do more of. Solid forecheck, good puck retrieval, and then a pass in front before Radical are able to get set up. But if you allow Radical to get set up, you're not going to be able to attack that middle. And that's something that I wanted to see maybe a bit more from Roots, is different methods of attack, and that includes on the zone entries. They didn't once, don't think, try a dump and chase. No real area sauces or, sauce off the wall. They really just tried those quick passes to gain the line with speed, and Radical was having none of it throughout the course of this game. One last goal, of course. One last highlight to get a look at. It's this goal from Harlow. And it doesn't go far enough back to see that brilliant pass from King of Apes, which really is the difference maker in that one. King of Apes, a big difference maker in that one. I believe 3 or 4 assists in that game. Just excellent job by him. That does it for the first game of 2 between these two teams. We will, of course, throw it to a break to hear from our lovely sponsors. So don't go anywhere.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi. Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
All right, here we are back for the second game of two between Radical and Roots Gaming. Of course, didn't get a chance to see the builds before in the lobby of last game, but of course, Dillinger is using that gold 1T, something that we saw come into play twice in last game en route to a 6-1 victory over Roots. And of course, guys, don't miss out. If you're on the PlayStation side of things in Finland, we have a PlayStation Showdown coming up rather soon. Check out our website, sportsgamer.gg. I'm sure we could also put that link in the chat for you guys in just a moment as well, so you can see what's going on there, so to speak. But of course, what's going on here is the second game of two between Radical and Roots need to bounce back. They had a very rough outing in that last one. Radical essentially walked all over them. Offensively, neutral zone. I mean, Roots had so much trouble getting into the offensive zone, and well, you maybe see some confidence right there. Harlow with that between the legs pass to start things off. King of Apes bringing this one in, nearly just walking to the front of the net himself. Puck turned over. Vode has to be careful with it. As King of Apes not relenting in that pressure. Roots coming back the other way, and offside, not what they needed. Limu a little bit too jumpy on the left-hand side of the ice. So neutral zone face-off now. But if you're Roots and you struggle to gain the blue line as you did in the last game, the self-inflicted wounds aren't going to help you early on here. Harlow now into the corner. He kicks back up top. King of Apes now, his shot blocked by Limu. Sisu now, good job changing the angle right there. Shot still gets blocked in the slot though. Good read by Harlow right there. He just can't pick the puck away from Nordsman. Here come Roots the other way. Sokolo gains the line, bumped off by Sisu. And here comes King of Apes back the other way. He gets dropped in the neutral zone, unable to get that puck away. And Roots will set themselves up once again. Vode now over to Sokolo. Sisu has that one knifed away. Lexa behind the net now. And who's at the side? No one could get it there for a good few seconds. Sisu now up to Vide to Harlow. He can't collect it, and at least early on here, Roots doing a good job not allowing Radical to get any clean zone entries, but they can't get any themselves either. Harlow's sauce pass, just not enough on it right there. Limu, though, no stamina, forced to drop it all the way back to Nordsman, approaching the midway point of this first period. Not a whole lot to speak of in the way of chances, as we have yet another offside on the side of Roots Gaming. And if, again, Radical can keep up that strength of the good blue line play as they had in the last one, there's high hopes for them to come away with a double here. Of course, picking up 3 points in that last game for the regulation win. They're starting today, I believe, in the 10th or 11th spot in the ECL Elite. Drop pass there. King of Apes trying to go back. Vide now has it, goes back up top there. Sisu, though, backing up. Him, King of Apes, cannot connect on the point. So Roots coming back the other way. Limu does gain the line, spins away. It's Nordsman, who is going down low. He tries to feed it in front. Pelkinen all over it. And that's something that Roots, a trap that they sort of fell into in the last game, was trying to force that middle just a little bit too early into their zone possessions. Radical now win the face-off. Good job by Vide picking up where he left off in the dot. King of Apes now somehow goes to Vide. His shot on. Blockered aside by Yantes. Really the first A-grade chance of this game. Turned aside, huge hit by Harlow. Can't quite get the puck. Limu does get it back. Does gain the line. Sokolo now stops along the half wall, just sends that on. But they can't get the loose puck in. They do take a penalty. Dillinger coming back the other way, trying to switch with Harlow. They go offside, but they will have a power play. 2 minutes. Lexa sitting in the box. I believe that's an interference. Perhaps even goaltender interference as he bodied. I saw the arms come up near the goaltender. Nonetheless, he's sitting for two. Radical with a power play that capitalized in the last game on their lone opportunity, albeit on the rush. We'll see what they do with this one. Vire wins another face-off. King of Apes creeps in, thought about the shot. Now passes to Vire, retrieves the puck, but does get bodied down. Limu able to clear that away. So good start for Roots on this penalty kill. Radical coming back. Dillinger gains the line on the left wing side. Kicks back to Sisu. Sisu creeps in, trying to feed the middle there. Did have a shooting lane. Opted not to take it. Dillinger now. From the corner, goes back up top to Sisu. He has King of Apes. King of Apes shot, but good job to box out Vire by Sokolo. And the clear down all the way. One more rush for Radical on this power play here. Hits Dillinger. He tries to just feed the middle. Vire ran into the goaltender. Nordsman will send that across. Unfortunately, Sisu is backing up for the man coming out of the box. We are back to even strength. King of Apes down low. Dillinger has that one sticked away. And Vode now in possession. Roots defense has been much tighter in this game than it was in the last. That's something that they absolutely need. Harlow coming back the other way. Can't get around the skates of Lexa. Nordsman now gets away from the board pin by Harlow. And here come Roots. Limu gaining the line, looking for the shot, perhaps the rebound, but it was a bit too high, and Pelkinen gloves it down. And with 1:40 remaining here, not a whole lot of time for either team to get super well established unless, well, you're Roots and you win this face-off, but Vire once again coming up with a massive defensive zone win. Good zone entry by Radical here. King of Apes in the corner and loses it off his stick. I don't believe that's a pass to the middle. Nonetheless, Yantez will cover it. 47.2. Offensive zone draw now for Radical. And will Vire get another face-off win? He will. One-timer. Oh, the rebound to Dillinger. And he scores. What looks like a thing of beauty, but is a blue-collar goal. And really it is. And that was why you need to win those face-offs there. About 3 clean wins in a row by Vire. D to D on the point. Low shot on, and Dillinger just cleans up the trash in front. And it's pretty impressive that he went pretty undetected towards the end there. Vode just sort of lost track of him around the high slot, and that's the threat of the Gold 1T. Scores twice like that from the high slot in the last game, and that time he's able to creep down low and knock home a rebound. So Roots Gaming now, much like they were in the last one, going to be down at the end of the first period. So Radical are able to break the ice. It will be 1-0 heading into the second. We'll see what kind of hits that were laid on here. Is sure a massive one in the neutral zone, absolutely. Harlow hasn't had a huge amount of hits throughout the course of the season, at least I believe that was him. But he's had quite a few big ones in this one. That one nearly leading to a chance the other way. Just the puck, stayed in the body of, I think it was Nordsman back there. He couldn't quite get the quick turnaround. We'll get another look. That might have even been deflected in front. So I think that will. So should actually negate the Sisu assist, which is unfortunate. That was a beautiful play between he and King of Apes there on the point. But you saw I think one of the most important numbers in this game so far is the face-off battle. Vire, he is clean, he's at 7-1, I believe was that number. He's getting rid of it when it's in their end, and he, really with that face-off win led to a goal being scored for his team. He gets another win right here at the beginning of the period. He is just on a roll. Lexa has got to find an answer because you're already struggling as a Roots team to get the offense. If you're losing the possession war fully, as well as a pass in front from Harlow looking for Dillinger. Doesn't quite go. If you're losing the possession battle also, if you're Roots, that spells trouble. Sisu takes that away, but Vode in a good spot. Sokolo looking for the middle, and a big save by Pelkinen. King of Apes beats one on the outside, trying to maneuver to the middle. Limu, though, on the back check, takes it away. Dangerous pass off the wall, and they're not able to keep it alive. Roots potentially dodging a bullet right there. It's Nordsman joins the rush and gets destroyed by King of Apes. But he's right back to his feet and has the puck. Looking down low, Sisu takes that away, feeding up top. That should, well, okay. It goes for icing. I was about to say maybe shouldn't go for icing. It was a puck battle between two skaters, so all the way back in the defensive end for Radical here, but you shouldn't be feeling too much pressure if you are them. Vire has been fantastic on the draws, but of course, the caster's curse is a thing, so I'm sure Alexa's going to come up with a massive, massive win here. See what I did there? That's a double curse, and Radical moving the way out. Dillinger gets rid of that puck before he gets clobbered. Sisu, no, my goodness, that one bounced past Yantes, and I think off the side of the net, off of a wayward pass right there. Limu gaining the line on the left wing side, looking behind the net there. Pelkinen will fall on the pass. That was directed for the slot from Sokolo. So once again, it doesn't seem like Roots want to give up this strategy of trying to force the pass to the middle. The second they really gain that zone, and it hasn't quite worked for them. Quite yet. Harlow coming back the other way. Sisu now joining the rush. Tried to feed that across, and maybe he did attempt to shoot, but right there, that's a place you just have to take a shot, no matter who you are. Harlow comes back up top, switches the King of Apes. He gets bodied off, but good pressure. Vire will have it back, looking for Dillinger there, and that gold 1T taken away. Roots coming back. Nordsman joining the rush. He gets bodied, but gets it down low to Lexa. Now Sokolo in the corner. Back up top to Nordsman. Has the shooting lane. Good look right there with traffic in front, but it was turned aside by Pelkinen. King of Apes coming back the other way, runs into a wall, but Dillinger gets it. Vire now. Radical looking to set things up. Aggressive defense from Roots is not allowing them the perimeter and able to kind of work things around. We're going to see a penalty coming up now on Radical. Again, didn't quite catch the infraction here. But nonetheless, Roots will have a man advantage. They are getting the extra attacker out there. It's coming into the play right now. Immediately goes to the front of the net, providing some screens. Oh, and nearly got the loose puck, but it's touched up. And it's a cross-checking penalty. King of Apes will be sitting for 2. And we'll get a chance to see the Roots power play go to work. We haven't seen them in this matchup. Yeah. Hard to argue with that one. That one rode up a little bit high right there. Duka Peron. And a good face-off win by Lex as the Roots power play goes to work. Nordsman creeping in, looking for the shot, hits off a body, and that will lead to a clear by Sisu and the Radical penalty kill. Limu now coming back the other way with speed, drops back. Vode now looking to gain the line. He gets bodied off. Dillinger coming back the other way. Will have a breakaway. Can't quite cut across. Good back check by Nordsman to break that one up. But scary moments for the Roots power play. Limu now comes in. Vode's shot blocked by Sisu. Sokolo now in front. Vode up top. Nordsman to Limu. His shot. Tough angle, and Pelkinen will make the save once again. We have 6:02 remaining in the period, and I think about 30 seconds left on the man advantage. Okay, 5 seconds. My internal clock is way off. Sokolo's shot. Taken away, and King of Apes, fresh out of the box, doesn't necessarily have the speed, goes for a spin. Will collect it behind the net. Can Vide keep it in? He does, but good read by Nordsman to cut that off. His pass, unfortunately, though, way off the mark and goes all the way for an icing. Roots are just seem a little bit disconnected right now as a unit. We'll see if Vide can come up with another big offensive win. That's another win for Lexa. He has been battling back here in the dot. Vode now trying to beat Sisu wide, but a nice little shove from behind will stop that in its track. However, Sokolo gets the pick. Limu there, 1-on-4 down low. Nice spin, nearly feeding it through the slot right there, but taken away by the defense of Radical. Harlow coming back the other way. He'll sauce that all the way around. Sisu will activate. Vide will collect in the corner. Sisu along the half wall to Harlow. His shot hit something in front. Not too sure if that was Dillinger's stick or a skate of a Roots defender. Nonetheless, it's back the other way. Sokolo now looking for the one-time pass, but, I mean, it was hard to cover him any better than Sisu was covering him all over. I think that was Lexa over there, if not Vode jumping in and activating. That's just, again, if you're struggling to score, maybe you're not feeling it. You maybe overpass here. King of Apes creeps in. Oh! Not tripped. Okay, well, I am not too sure what happened. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I thought that was a trip. Maybe he tripped over the goaltender right there. Nonetheless, somehow stayed out. I thought he had Yontez dead to rights on that move to the middle. And we were staring down the barrel of a 2-0 Radical lead. However, it remains at 1-0. So, again, Roots, good job on the defensive side of things, but they are still struggling to score. They've gotten one of those looks that they've been looking for all game. That one-timer from the front. They do have 6 registered shots. They have been a bit more willing to pull the trigger at times from other areas, but you got to think they should have a few more opportunities. And yes, indeed, yeah, okay, so the stick of the goaltender in the crease, so I guess that's why it's not tripping. We'll ignore the fact that there's probably no programming for goalies to ever get tripping penalties. We'll say that the stick is in the crease, and therefore it's his ice. Yeah, pay me, EA. So, third period. Coming up next, Radical with a 1-0 lead. So, anyone's game still. Roots can come back in this one, but with the way Radical have played defensively, with the way their offensive guns got to work in the last one, Roots have got to tie this one up quickly and put the pressure back on Radical. At least try to secure themselves some semblance of points, or else this season it could get even worse. What a pass right there. Lexa in alone. Oh, somehow can't capitalize. Have the backhand. Pelkinen went the other way, and I think he hit it off the side of the net. Nordsman tries a slap pass play, hits off a body, leads to an offside. And if you're on Roots Gaming, you're not buying a single lottery ticket tonight. It is just seemingly not gone your way with some of these bounces, or fortune, whatever you want to call it. But then again, you got to earn those bounces sometimes, and Radical, for the most part, has done so in this matchup. Nordsman, a nice job on the half wall there to create the turnover. Vode trying to gain the line will do so as he powered through Dillinger and has it along the boards here, sends it back. Nordsman activates, takes it into the corner. He gets bodied, and Harlow takes it away. Sauce across the ice, beautiful play. Now Dillinger coming in and loses the puck, and Vide doesn't get the puck pickup. Lexa will have it in the corner, looking to work that one out, but errant pass right to King of Apes. Vide had a desperation play, which results in a turnover. Heimo gets bodied off, and back and forth action here. Clock going to be feeling like it's running ultra fast, which is going to benefit Radical. Good job by Vode to cut off the angle there. King of Apes had the speed, so Vode needed the body position to snuff that one out. Once again, failure to gain the line. That one will not go down for icing. Harlow will win the race. What a stick lift by Vode there. Probably preventing a chance, feeding a counterattack. The other way, Nordsman's low shot turned aside. Good job by Pelkinen, good rebound control. Nearing the midway point. Oh, Vire shot. Maybe went right, but I think Yontez got a piece of it from that in tight. King of Apes now over to Dillinger, drops it back. Nice pass by Sisu. King of Apes activating Harlow. Looking for Dillinger, still loose in front. Yontez will swallow it up. Maybe an extra pass right there, but you know, Radical have been connecting on some of those. Not too much in that case, not so much in this game. But again, this is a team that oozes confidence no matter what. They went for it. Harlow battling it out with Lexa. That one should go down for icing, and indeed it will. So clearance, sure, but the face-off will just get brought all the way back into your end. Maybe a little bit more stamina on the side of Roots Gaming. Could be the only positive in that scenario, but Looking like Radical also has quite full stamina bars. Vide on the draw, tied up again by Lex, has done such a good job in the second half of this game in the dot. But a quick turnover. Vide trying to maneuver his way to the middle, but ran into a wall. Radical forced to reset, but timed the biggest enemy right there of Roots, as I don't think Vide was expecting to go for that, going for a bump, and instead heads up on the Radical bench. Friendly fire. Draw in the neutral zone now. Tie up play. Harlow came in for it. The puck took a bounce, and Limu collects, and Nordsman now looking to work it out on the side of Roots. Good hit right there. Sisu, I think he wanted to send that one up the wall, just didn't quite have the aim. Harlow's pass rockets towards the middle of the ice. Some odd things happening in the latter half of this third period. Vode now. Pass to the middle, no one home, and Radical coming back the other way. The pass towards the middle hits a skate. Harlow pinches in. Now Vide has some space. Smartly takes it wide, sends to Dillinger down low. Took an odd angle shot. Now back in possession. Has that one taken away. Great read by Harlow. His shot loose. Rebound. Scores! Vide cleaning up the trash. And unlike last game, the goals for Radical are not pretty, but they are goals nonetheless, coming from hard work and good play right there. Excellent forechecking and a great read by Harlow to intercept the pass. You see him lurking right there. The puck goes loose. He backs up, sees where that pass is likely to go, and comes in even though two men are already low. That is incredible IQ and awareness from Harlow to start that off. And a huge goal for Radical, up by 2 with 2:28. And again, Roots just haven't shown me enough to where I have much faith in them being able to come back, but crazier things have indeed happened. Toe drag by Lexa towards the middle. He gets it right back. Sokolo's shot hits a body in front. Roots digging deep, trying everything. Another shot on, and they take a penalty. Interference in front of the net. That is the centerman Lexa sitting for 2, and that should just about do it in this one. Radical will have a power play for the remainder of the game unless they score, which doesn't really help Roots out at all. They need to go all out here on the penalty kill. They need to counterattack, try to get one before the real-time last 30 seconds, but they lose the face-off. Not a good start. King makes in front. Oh my goodness, that is a filthy pass to Vide, a filthy follow-up move. He beats Yantes one-on-one down low. What a night that Vide has had. I believe his 5th goal total in these 2 games. And that is the death knell for Roots Gaming. A goal was scored before the real-time 30 seconds, but it is on the side of Radical. They capitalize on the power play. And that is going to just about do it in this one. We'll see what Roots, they can at least try to break up the you-know-what here. Bode trying to pass that one in front. Harlow will get it. Nice saucer pass. Actually, Dillinger should win. No, he won't win the foot race right there. Actually gets destroyed. And yeah, that's going to draw a response from the Radical team here. They're not liking that. They're on the kind of roll that you see from teams in the second half of the season when they work their way into the playoffs here. Radical has just been on one and picking up a likely 6 out of 6 points here tonight, as I believe I want to say they did that against Goons as well last Wednesday. It was at least 4 or 5, I think. Either way, they should get the 6 out of 6 here tonight, which just really goes to show you it just takes a couple matchup days sometimes, and you can completely turn your season for good or for worse. As this one, never mind, will not mercifully come to an end. Very unmercifully, we will have one more face-off. As Roots iced the puck right there, just looking to get out of this, and well, Radical decided, no, we're going to go for one more. 2.2 seconds. It's enough for a face-off play. We'll see what they have up their sleeve right here. I'm kind of surprised they didn't pull the goaltender. Face off one, but splits the D right there. The dives happen, and Radical, 6 out of 6 points here against Roots Gaming. They will improve to 10. I believe they have every single one of their wins now is a regulation win. They will have 10 regulation wins on the season, 6 losses in reg and 2 overtime losses. So if you're Radical, I'd say it's safe to say at this point the season has been turned around, and you got to continue on this same trajectory. But their defense looks good. Pelkinen, a huge shutout in this one. Just allowed 1 goal between these 2 games. Yes, not facing the top offense by any means. In fact, maybe one of the worst, if not the worst, in the way of goals for in this Roots. And well, certainly they weren't able to get much in this one. Credit to the defensive Radical. That's all 5 skaters up front too, not just King of Apes and Sisu. It takes a full 5-man effort to play defense at this sort of level. But of course, Pelkinen had to make the saves when he was called upon to do so. So I'm not too sure if we'll get a look at the replays here, but nonetheless, we do have another matchup to set the stage for. So we will be throwing to a break right here, and a word from our sponsors, as well as I will try to give my throat a little bit of a rest right here. A lot of goals to be had in that series, mostly on the side of Radical. So thank you guys very much for watching so far, and we will come back to you with our second series of the day.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi. Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
And welcome back, everyone, of course. Thank you for sticking with us. Our first matchup in the books between Roots Gaming and Radical. Radical taking an emphatic 2-0 over the series. Both wins in regulation. A full 6 out of 6 points for them on this evening. That will bring us to our next contest. This one between hREDS and Heimo. hREDS currently finding themselves on the outside looking in of the playoff picture, but they do have lots of games in hand, and their numbers are not looking bad whatsoever. 56 goals for, 32 against, a fantastic power play, and a pretty good penalty kill to boot right there. And on the side of Heimo there, 46 goals for, 45 against, solid power play, and a great penalty kill. But their record leaves a lot to be desired, has mostly to do with that goals for and goals against here. So we'll take a look now at the lineups for these respective teams. And on the side of hREDS, you have Villapoika, Benito, and Moja. Of course, their big off-season addition to fill the spot of Nicky Dangles while he is in his mandatory military service. Domi and Teemu on the point, and Vincere between the pipes. On the side of Heimo, you have Aro, Mikkes, and Emil up front with Sarapoika and Sakam on the back end. Melkukati in between the pipes. And we'll start off with our comparisons here. The center matchup. And you're seeing one of the best at, and sure, whenever he decides to set down a controller, one of the best that will have ever played in competitive sixes, Benito. 47 points in 14 games played is honestly just absurd. I don't know if we've ever seen a pace like this. Maybe you'd have to flash back all the way to, I want to say it was ECL 11 or 12 when Playmaker, I think, posted about like 90 points or something absolutely insane. But either way, Benito on that kind of pace and looking kind of unstoppable. And it's not to take away anything from Mike on the other side, but, just hard. 26 points versus 47. And you got more games to play. That's tough to come back from. But the face-off battle is what you're really going to, it'll come down to, I think, in this individual matchup. Those key draws in the offensive and defensive zones. Switch our attention now to the wingers of these respective clubs as well. On the side of hREDS, of course, Villapoika doing what he does best. 40 points in 14 games played. Both he and Benito have been rock solid. Moja, he's not been too bad. 22 points in 12. You maybe expect more from him. He is transitioning from center to the wing and seems to be at times, taking more defensive approaches as a winger there, wanting to make sure he can, kind of live up to the, at least fill the shoes of that two-way style that Nicky Dangles brings to the table, allowing Teemu and Domi to kind of jump up into the plays and get plenty of work done. And Otto and Emil, of course, do tremendously talented players. Otto, the new addition for this Heimo roster, 30 points in 20 games played, shooting the puck like a madman as well, averaging over 4 shots per game. And over 5 hits per game as well, nearly 6, I believe. He's just been a great addition for this Heimo roster, which, do find themselves kind of not where they'd want to be in this season, but not in bad shape. We'll turn our attention now to the defensive pairings, of course, as well. I mentioned them a little bit ago with Moja seemingly kind of, at times playing a more defensive role. Domi and Teemu are both activating quite a bit. We know they can. They never have really had that sort of a major offensive role in hREDS simply because the front three have always been so good. They've always put up points. You can always expect that they'll be good for around point per game, but they are exceeding that in this season here, and that's kind of the new hREDS attack is they're coming at you in waves. You never know who's going to be attacking here from the back end, in particular from both defensemen. You know, obviously when they had King of Apes, he's always a threat, but now you have Domi, Teemu, both of them well over a point per game, both of them with goals to their name as well. They are dangerous there. Satapoika, interesting to see him on the back end here, but 16 points, 20 games played, not too bad. 98 hits, solid physical play. And Sakam, of course, 15 points in 20 games played. And the last matchup that we will get to here are the goaltenders. And what you may not expect is that Mehukate actually has better individual numbers than Finsetti. Of course, we've seen in the past, goaltenders on those more upper echelon teams will have lower save percentages because they simply don't face a high volume of shots, but that has been less the case in NHL 24, so much as the gameplay has sort of changed quite a bit since then. But, you know, with that goals against, you can kind of see that's sort of the same story with Finsetti. But when you look at Mehukate there, it is a small sample size, just has the 4 games played, but through those 4 games played, 83 save percentage, 1.5 goals against average, and he's getting the big matchup here against hREDS, and obviously has deserved it. We'll see how he is going to be able to stack up against a team which has been historically at the top of the mountain, but do not find themselves at that point in the course of this season here. You see, you know, the record is just surprisingly not what you expect to see. And there's another thing that you probably don't expect to see, a grinder being used by Mike up front on the side of Heimo there. So actually pretty impressive. I'm all for it. Gold big tipper as well. So look out in the slot area. If you're hREDS, you got to clear that out very quickly because that is going to be a massive, massive threat throughout the course of this matchup here. So excited to see how things are going to go here. Of course, don't forget about the PlayStation Showdown just for PS5 users, and just on the Finnish side of things here. Of course, we'll post a link in chat for more info there as we turn our attention over to Heimo and hREDS. Of course, we talked a little, we didn't quite have time to see the standings. We'll try to do that in between these two games so you can get a more broader picture of just where these two teams sit. But hREDS on the outside looking in, and that is the first time in a long time that has ever happened. Now, they do have games in hand, but you don't expect their record to be where it is right now. We'll see if they can begin to right that ship in this regard. This game starts out, Heimo in possession. Satapoika feeding Mike right there. And a bizarre shot from around the blue line there. I'm not even too sure if that was meant to be a shot on net. Does give hREDS possession here. Teemu has to be careful. He gets bodied off. Otto coming back the other way, trying to get to the middle. His shot on, trying to catch Finsetti moving laterally there. But Finsetti, I don't even know if he budged in there. Just put the pad down and made the save. Mike gains the line. A little bit of L skating here. Looking for that one-timer. Villapoika all over it. And we're going to have to come up with a rule here to prevent the very bright and borderline toxic center ice logos. It's burning my irises. Teemu now on the point for hREDS. Domi creeps around, has it on the half wall. Villapoika shot on. Satapoika able to come up with that, loses it along the wall. Oh, what a pass by Benito! Finds Moja in front, and he'll be hard-pressed to find an easier goal to get. hREDS strike first off a bit of misfortune, but a bit of carelessness back behind the net. With full pressure there, Satapoika just, I think, tried to get rid of that puck too quickly or lost it on the net. It was hard to see from that replay. Nonetheless, Moja getting his 11th of the season. And hREDS taking a 1-0 lead here in the first. Domi now tried to gain that line, but it was snuffed out by Heimo. They send that one all the way across. Villapoika now to Benito. His shot on, turned aside by Mehukate. Emil has to be careful right here, as maybe a little bit too much passing for Heimo. on their own breakouts here, struggling to really exit their own zone. They finally get it out and into the opposing offensive zone, but it's short-lived. Villapoika passes over to Teemu, who activates all kinds of speed, trying to look for the middle there, but taken away. Satapoika now working it out. Mike in possession, spin, thought about that pass, but held on to it. Emil goes back to Sakam now. Nice little D-to-D one time, but it was blocked in front. Villapoika coming back the other way for hREDS, bodied off by Sakam. And that'll be a quick turnaround. Up ice for Emil now. He drops back. Mike looking for that shot, but fans on it. Moja gains the line. Good bit of skating as well to get away from it, but the pass down though to Benito was immediately taken away. Sakam now joining the rush for Heimo. In fact, leading it, getting it back behind the net. Nice little one-touch pass from Otto, but a good save by Finsete. Teemu gets bodied off. Benito looking for it in the corner. Can't win the battle. Oh my goodness, but from behind the net, I think that was Teemu who sent that one out front for Benito, if I'm not mistaken. Villapoika now trying to feed that one down low. Domi will creep up for it. Against two men, still gets it low. Moja looking for the pass to Benito. A little bit off the mark, and Heimo will have it. Emil now on the right wing side, head of steam, stops in the corner, trying to pass to the middle, and back's getting towards the front of the net. What was Otto, and he had it stripped away. Villapoika, nice little play to the middle. Moja's shot bounces through, goes on to Mehukatu, who makes the save. Teemu's pass into Moja, who was covered by Satapoika. Delayed penalty right here. We'll get to see a Heimo power play. Satapoika thought about the wraparound right there, I think. Didn't quite get the animation. And that will be Domi sitting in the box for 2. I'm curious to see if it's going to be a stick infraction. No, it's boarding. Wow, sorry for assuming, but Domi has had some trouble historically staying disciplined with the stick right there. That time he absolutely plastered someone against the wall and will sit for 2. So we'll get to see Heimo's power play go to work right here. They are down by 1. But they are going to look to get things set up. Satapoika now up top. Sakam goes back. They have the umbrella set up. Satapoika moves to the side. They try to look for that middle short side attempt by Otto. Goes up and over the net. Moja can't clear though. Otto will collect in the corner. Satapoika to Sakam, and back up top. Full pressure, the shot on the one time from Sakam. Goes wide, as dangerous bounce right there. Any more steam on that one could have hit off of Mehukati and gone into the net. Great poke at the line, but Benito realizes he will not have the speed to catch up with that. 4 seconds left anyway. Heimo with one last attempt. Sakam runs out of time, did not pull the trigger, and his pass was too late to do anything with. So hREDS will carry the 1-0 lead into the dressing room, and Heimo will carry about 20 or 30 seconds left of remaining power play time. So overall, pretty decent periods from either team, I would say. Each had pretty good chances. Then the one goal that went in, a beautiful play, but it came off of an error that can't really afford to be made. You know, hit off the net regardless, you know, or a pass off the net with bad timing. Nonetheless, that just play from there can't happen. I'm trying to get a... I'm actually more confused now, but I appreciate them showing me that replay. I appreciate the sentiment. A little bit more confused right there. It did look like the pass animation. May have been a teleporting puck involved. Either way, second period on the docket here. As I said, a little bit of carryover power play time for Heimo. Face-off won by Benito. hREDS will just eat the rest of that time. In fact, maybe just possess the puck and wait for the man to get out of the box. He is. What a pass there to Villapoika, but good positioning by Sakam will snuff that one out. Sakam has Emil, but fortunately Emil just a little bit offside right there. And this one should actually go all the way back into their own neutral zone. We'll have a face-off. Once again, Benito comes away with the victory. Moja has it, hits Domi. Is a good read right there by Emil. They couldn't get it coming back the other way. hREDS now backing up. Heimo in possession. They can't gain the line. That's going to be tough. hREDS, again, historically have had one of the best blue line presences of the entire European scene and arguably even worldwide. Benito gains the line right there. Moja over to Benito. Couldn't pull the trigger. Satapoika got into his face and bumped him off the puck. Satapoika now coming back the other way. Sends it over to Otto. He loses that puck as Moja sends back to Teemu. Teemu now over to Domi and Villapoika gaining that line. Benito now looking for Villapoika once again. Oh, and a stretch pass snuffed out by Domi. That is something that he and Teemu are especially known for, is those intercepts in the neutral zone. And that one in recovery, so tough to do. Teemu now picked it off, but an errant pass will force hREDS to reset. Teemu just trying to bully his way up the middle. Moja has it, backhand shot on loose in front still. Benito's shot turned aside. Satapoika failing to clear. Benito has it. Into the corner now for Moja. And kept down in by Teemu. Full pressure for hREDS. They lose possession here. Heimo's got to get this one out quick. They do. And that full pressure will disappear. They'll get their full attributes back right now. Low shot on, looking for the rebound. Mike was over there. And Satapoika up on top. His shot on. Oh, Mike somehow can't sweep that puck home, as he just found a gift in the low slot. Domi now, the other way for hREDS. In front, oh, Villapoika. That one does not find twine either. In front once again, and another shot on. That one hits a body in front, all the way out. Sock him to Mike. Otto trying to come in, has that one taken away. Numbers now for hREDS. 3-on-1, Moja to Benito. Benito scores! Beautiful work by hREDS. Not overpassing, but passing like Goldilocks. Just the right amount. And speaking of a golden set of hair, Benito with the gold helmet for his team, indicating the top score, gets another huge point right there. Just a beautiful turnover force and a well-executed, what became a 2-on-1, but initially was a 3-on-1. And I like what Villapoika did. Read the situation, dropped back, provided a little bit of a barrier so that Moja and Benito could convert. 2-0 now for hREDS. Heimo in a little bit of trouble now. They send it all the way back into their own end. Look to try to get something going. Emma looking down low, but Benito all over that. Heimo coming back the other way. Quick pass to Benito now to Moja. His pass in front. Oh, they got to be careful. Someone was down in the L1. And again, shot on. Loose in front. Villapoika bouncing around. Somehow Benito can't sweep that one home. Heimo dodged disaster. Can they make something happen the other way? Pass in front goes wide. Satapoika now keeping that alive. Mike looking for the front, backhanded on by Arro. Moja trying to get this one out. Villapoika trying to cut to the middle there. Has that one knifed away. Mike will collect all the way back in his own end for Heimo. Now Arro trying to just gain that line, but immediately bumped by Teemu. Moja collects, and hREDS in possession once more. Time ticking away here in the second. We will have an offside with 1:47 remaining. Mike wins the draw in the neutral zone. They fail to gain the line, and hREDS are right back in possession. Domi joining the rush. Good poke right there. Emil and Otto trying to get something going. Feed in front, just behind Otto right there, and Heimo having trouble executing. Benito all out of stamina, still trying to just push it through the neutral zone. Good pass, Moja has it. Benito now slows up to Teemu. Teemu circles, Domi, shot on, oh, and may have had some space on the wide side, and we're gonna actually have a power play for Heimo to start off the end of the period. Definitely not the time you want to see a penalty popping up. I'm going to just go out on a limb and assume it's for a bump in front of the net for someone hunting for that rebound. We'll have to see what the actual call is, but someone will be sitting 4-2 for hREDS come the next period. And again, not horrible numbers when it comes to Heimo, but they haven't quite gotten the A-grade opportunities that they need, and quite clearly they haven't scored. Vincete hasn't been tested that much, I would say, but I love this. Just brilliant execution here from Benito. Missed poke right there, as he's thinking he may have got robbed just a little bit, but, you know, sometimes bad things happen when you give up a 3-on-1. Unfortunately for Heimo, they found out the hard way against hREDS, but they do have a power play to start off this third period. 2 full minutes. And they do gain the line quickly and look to get things set up. Mike gets bumped. Sakam, his shot. Domi's got to get that one out. Maybe trying to be a little too cute or hREDS right now, and they could end up paying for it. They just need to get that puck down, but they are determined to counterattack shorthanded. Domi now looking to maybe send that one in front. We'll just drop back here. Lots of time killed, but hREDS playing with fire a little bit on the penalty kill. Mike all the way over to Satapoika. Sakam now back up top. Looking for that one-timer, deflected in front. Beautiful play, and Heimo capitalize on the man advantage as Emil gets his 16th goal of the season. And this was something that Heimo tried to set up last time that they were on the power play here. You know, that D-to-D, they start off, you know, sort of not in the umbrella, and they work it to the umbrella, and they want that one-timer for Sakam. He let it fly right there. It was deflected in front. And Heimo has now cut that deficit in half. Exactly what they need. And a lot of time to work their way back into this one. Still nearly a full period here in the third. But hREDS looking to get that one back. Benito takes it into the corner. Now down low to Moja. He goes up top to Domi. Moja once again down low, and hREDS working the perimeter here, trying to open up some space. Benito's pass goes a little bit awry, but that won't go for icing because Emil will win the race. He tries to get that one across to his winger partner, but Domi once again in great position, sends that one up on the headman as well. Benito trying to cut to the middle, pokes that one free, and hREDS should maintain possession, but they actually lose it. Otto coming back the other way, one touch to the outside, but the back checker Moja will take that away. Good pass up, but just offside right there. Villapoika's pass to Teemu looked so good, but it was ruled offside. Neutral zone draw here for Heimo. Tie up. And in possession is Otto, bumped as he crosses the line. He loses it quickly, and hREDS coming back the other way now. Domi has it poked away. Moja does gain the line somehow onside. Villapoika in the corner, trying to send that one down low as he gets bodied off. Good defense from Heimo here. It's very, very tight game right here as hREDS unable to really have their way as Emil just trying to bully his way to the front. But now a counterattack for hREDS. Benito, what a poke by Satapoika to break that up before it developed into something truly dangerous. Sakam up the middle here, had Emil, but immediately taken away. Teemu now gets it inside to Moja. Villapoika in a foot race with Sakam, gets to the puck first. Now Benito trying to send that one across, but Satapoika was all over that. Domi stepping up, shot on. Oh, Benito on the rebound. Turned aside by Mahukati. Full pressure now for hREDS. Villapoika has it poked away. Emil just opts to kind of sauce that out, but Teemu's able to get that right back in while they still have pressure. Teemu looking in front. Villapoika takes a backhand on, that's blocked. And Emil just maneuvering his way out of the zone. Stamina bar is pretty empty for Heimo. They're going to try to reset and get a little bit of stamina back. They will succeed in doing so. Mike trying to hit Otto. That's taken away, but he gets it right back. Trying to cut to the middle, shot on, bounced wide of Vincete. And Domi, just incredible amounts of speed, unable to dodge the check, but that might be boarding. It's a trip. And I think that's Sakam, so what I thought was a hit was actually a stick infraction. So he'll be sitting 4-2 right there. And we'll get a chance to see the hREDS power play go to work now. You saw the infraction right there. Clearly a trip. And hREDS a chance to double up that lead here late in the third. Huge opportunity for them that they're going to want to capitalize on. They don't win the faceoff off the tie-up, and Mike will be able to clear that out just into the neutral zone. Not all the way, but Moja's pass a little bit behind the 8-ball there as Villapoika gets sent offside, so a neutral zone draw. Not the start to the power play that hREDS would have wanted, but still plenty of time to turn this one around. But another good face-off win by Mike, and Heimo will get it all the way down. Going a 4 men wide along the line. hREDS will gain the line. Domi trying to force that pass to Benito, but just doesn't work. Good keep by Teemu there. Over to Villapoika. What a save by Mahukati. Just an enormous adjustment right there. Gets the shoulder on that one, I believe. In tight one-timer. And that is dangerous. Teemu is able to get that one through, but not for too long. Benito coming back the other way, just trying to power his way through, but Satapoika all over that. And back to 5-on-5 hockey now. hREDS still with the lead, but they just haven't found that dagger yet. It just doesn't seem like hREDS has that same crazy killer mentality. And I know it's wild to say when you have two players with over 40 points and still half a season to go, but there just seems to be some element missing from that hREDS game, and hopefully they continue to find it as the season goes on. As they do, as I said, have plenty of time. This game right here marks the midway point of the season for them, the 15th game. They need to start picking up those points, especially those regulation wins. They're on a good track to do it here with a minute and a half remaining. Now on the attack. Benito over to Villapoika, who scores! Beautifully done. And that may just be the dagger here, the killer instinct needed to finish off their opponents in Heimo. So we'll get another look at it. Just beautifully done right there. Moja to Benito, who goes to Villapoika. He pulls the defender all the way over. And Villapoika knew just enough, he knew exactly how much time he had to make that quick move to the forehand to get Mahukati committing back towards the middle of the net and have that corner to put the puck home in. Heimo, though, going to try to come back quickly. The one-touch D kind of works to the middle, but they can't get the loose puck in return here. Benito will get hit. Remember, it's not a last minute of real time, just a last 30 seconds, but Heimo still going all out. Sock'em now, over to Satapoika, who creeps in front to Mike, off the post! Oh no! Heimo could have used that right here. Now hREDS coming back the other way. Domi just sends that one in deep, and I don't think Heimo can get two with the remaining time. They're going to do their best, though. Sock'em in front. Mike scores! Wait a second, 5.9. If they can orchestrate something special off the face-off here, they can absolutely tie this one up. It is not over quite yet. This next face-off, absolutely important. I am almost willing to guarantee you're going to see Domi and Teemu just backing up immediately off the draw. They do not want either that tie-up play or the saucer pass by the defenseman to beat them. We'll see what happens off the draw. Benito gets the tie-up, and that should do it here. Oh, we'll get one more offside, I guess, for good measure. But the game, the 3 points, all but secured by hREDS at this point. Valiant effort by Heimo, especially towards the end right there. But it, unfortunately for them, will fall short as hREDS get a huge 3 points that they so desperately need. As they, as I said, currently find themselves on the outside looking in the standings here. We'll get a look at a few replays, of course, as well. There's that shot from Emil just getting deflected. Sorry, the shot from Sock'em deflected by Emil. In between the glove and pad of Finsete. Pretty much no chance on that one, but he was solid throughout the rest of the game. Again, wasn't tested a huge amount, not a crazy amount of A-grade chances stopped, but again, you got to give credit always to hREDS defense. You expect them to limit a lot of those opportunities, of course, in that late goal from Heimo, making things interesting at the end, but it just wasn't enough. We are going to kick it to a break. Maybe let the replays play a bit, but also get a word in from our sponsors. So we will be back in just a matter of moments for the fourth and final game of our broadcast.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi. Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
And we are back here, our second game of two between Heimo and hREDS. Of course, Heimo looking to bounce back. I just saw one MS ping, and I didn't think Finnish ping could get any better. Well, there you go. I am insanely jealous and cannot wait to be here a bit more permanently. As hREDS do win that face-off. Of course, the regulation win in that first game, netting them 3 points. Heimo failing to pick up one. Their record falls a bit lower with 9 regulation wins on the season. And that's something that they're going to want to fix. You see their total records, 6 regulation wins, 4 in overtime. And that'll be 9 after the last one. I don't believe it was fully reported there. They look to attack back the other way now. Emil gains that line. Domi there. Fortunately couldn't get that puck as player was correcting his stick positioning there. Shot on. Good save right there by Finsete. Turning that one aside. Satapoika spins off the boards, trying to cut his way inside, and Moja will collect. And hREDS look to get a zone entry of their own here. Benito had it and opted for the pass right there, I believe. I don't think he thought he was going to be able to split the two defenders like that, and I think if he hustled, would have had a clean shot. But nonetheless, water under the bridge now as it's Heimo in on the attack, trying to get their cycle going, but hREDS take that away. Domi joining the rush right there. And as that one stripped as he tries to gain the line. Emil stops up on the half wall. And looking in front right there, Teemu picks it off. But Heimo digging deep, still in, fighting for that possession. They do get it shot on by Otto. And turned aside by Finsete. hREDS looking to counterattack, but Heimo all over them really in the neutral zone and preventing that from happening. Looking to continue to snowball some momentum right here. Passed across to Emil. He couldn't quite capitalize on it. Get the shot away. Sakam, his shot gets blocked by Villapoika. And hREDS trying to gain that line, but their zone entry attempt simply not working. That's a beautiful slap pass. Unfortunate for Satapoika. Had a bit of the stutter. And if he didn't, you got to think Emil would have been on side and all the way coming back the other way, but this will in fact count as an icing and put the face-off all the way back. In the end of Heimo, they do get the win, and here they come. Sakam gets bumped off the puck. Benito to Villapoika, Moja, and hREDS finally gain the line. Can they get something out of it? Benito now has it in the corner. And a self-inflicted wound there as he looked like he was trying to go out front, and it split everyone all the way back where Finsete had to pick it up. Once again, hREDS failed to gain the line. Benito, nice little shot pass from behind the net. Moja is able to get to it, and hREDS go to work down low. Domi on the half wall there, trying to go to the middle for Villapoika. He has it stripped away, but Benito has it right back in the corner. Bodied off, does have it still. Moja looking for Villapoika. Can't get the shot away, but Sakam hands it right back to him. Teemu now to Benito, looking to the middle. That taken away. Domi now. Great poke check on Otto, but Emil in support gets that puck back. Looks to the middle. What a shot by Sakam! And a huge goal for Heimo. That is just a beautiful job to capitalize on their chance. And it would look dangerous at first, then maybe you breathe a sigh of relief when Domi made that point. That poke, but Emil was in support and drew everyone towards him, and Sakam on that point with the gold 1T for a defenseman. Lets it rip and gets a huge goal. Heimo goes up 1-0 here. And they've looked good throughout this first period. hREDS haven't been able to get much of anything in the way of offense so far. They're really going to have to tighten up here. Moja, that's a great pass. Oh, he gets it poked off. Oh, Benito's shot turned aside by Mehukati. What seemed scary, then it seemed less scary. All of a sudden turned into an A-grade scoring chance for hREDS. Heimo coming back the other way. Satapoika kicks it back up top. Mike switches with Satapoika. Mike now looking. Oh, gets the loose puck in front. Can't pull the trigger. Emil from the corner goes behind the net, then takes a wild bounce. hREDS now coming back the other way. Domi cuts to the inside, looking for the pass to the middle. Villapoika scores! A bouncing puck finds the stick of Villapoika, and he puts that one by Mehukati. And hREDS have tied it. Yeah, just good body positioning by Villapoika. Right place, right time. Something that we here at SportsGamer have commented about him multiple times, and some in the past have called it luck. And as you can see, he continues to find himself in these positions. You got to be good to be lucky, and lucky to be good. And Villapoika has about every single tool that you want from a sixes winger. 30 seconds remaining in the first. Good step up by Heimo here. Sends it across, and Moja nearly getting an A-grade opportunity out of it. Didn't quite get the shot away, and I don't think the pass really cleanly connected. Satapoika will just get that one up, and this period will come to a close. It started off so promising to Heimo, dictating the pace, preventing hREDS from getting into the zone, then getting a huge goal, but hREDS able to come back and knot this one up at the tail end of the first period. So it's going to take a lot more work from both of these two teams to be able to get the points that both of them really so desperately need at this stage here in the season. Get a look. I'm curious to see the numbers after that one, because it could just be my my eye test sort of deceiving me, and they changed away from it immediately. So we'll get a look at some replays instead. This first one here, which I love. It's not often you see a defenseman rocking gold 1 team, but that's such a good time to use it. Oh, it actually bounced off of the pad of Finsete and in. I didn't catch that initially, so good positioning by him. That's that just power of the gold 1 team, and I want to say this was 5-hole, and I believe it was. I'd be surprised if it went anywhere else on Mehukati, since he was covering that short side brilliantly. And that was the tying goal here. So, second period coming up now between Heimo and hREDS. Again, it was a solid first period overall for Heimo, but they only come out with the tie. They can't get caught here. Heimo in. Oh, goes backdoor. Moja just can't put it home. Satapoika sends it around the net. Sockham's got to be careful. Nice spin. Actually, we'll get that up to Emil. He'll have some space. Emil, nice poke there by Domi to take it away. All the way back to the point. Satapoika's shot gets blocked. He'll spin back around, trying to keep that one in. Could create an odd man situation. Back the other way. Moja gets bumped from behind, though. What a pass from Benito. Villapoika denied point blank by Mehukati. Mike now, nice spin through the middle. Sockham, though, turns it over on the point, has support on the back end. Villapoika dodges one at the line, comes up with it again. Benito in the corner now, back to Domi. He'll slow things down for hREDS. As Teemu now in possession, goes to his defensive partner once again, who takes it into the corner. Looking, one-time scores! Beautiful work by hREDS. The patience pays off. Moja finds a soft spot in the high slot and blasts home a one-timer. hREDS have taken the lead 2-1. Get another look at it right here. Just patience on display. I love the range that Domi has in the zone, and you saw him waiting for something to open up. He saw it right there. That was tough to thread that pass through, but he did just that, and Moja made no mistake. Tough for Mehukati to be able to read that, let alone react to it. And hREDS early on in this second period have taken the lead. So Heimo not in the best of shape right here, as they didn't capitalize enough on a really kind of dominant first 3/4 of a first period. As a dangerous puck found Benito's stick right there, but failed to pull the trigger. Mehukati was swimming in the crease. Oh no, another bounce to Moja. He capitalizes. His initial pass attempt, the cross crease to Villapoika, hit off a skate and went back to him, and Mehukati, no chance on that one. Things going from bad to worse on the side of Heimo. We're seeing it. It was passed by Benito to Moja. I initially thought the shot was coming, but as you can see, Mehukati was already covering the short side. Moja tries to go across, and it hits off something and fortuitously goes right back on his stick. And hREDS now have a 2-goal lead, 3 unanswered. And that first period advantage for Heimo now seems so far away. hREDS smell blood. They're right back on the attack. Villapoika from point blank range, turned aside by Mehukati. He's doing his best to try to keep things alive. Shot from distance, deflected wide. Heimo have got to get this puck out. They've got to get some form of offensive pressure back the other way. Here comes Mike. He gets it down low to Emil. Otto now from behind the net goes back up top. Satapoika's pass doesn't hit the mark, but he gets it back. Now Mike in the corner. He tests that short side, but Finsete does a good job to take that away. hREDS do get the puck and will get it out. Benito now through the middle with speed, trying to maneuver his way through, and Teemu has to back off there. That's a dangerous bouncing puck. He loses it in the neutral zone. Otto coming back the other way, gets that one stripped off his stick. And a fortunate bounce right there off of the kind of clearance attempt. But hREDS can't get any more off of it, and a brief possession for Villapoika. Mike now bullying his way through, gets the pass to Emil. Oh, what a save by Finsete! Not fooled one bit by the potential cut across or one-timer. hREDS coming back. Villapoika's shot gets disrupted by Satapoika. Game really opening up now. Moja's shot gloved aside by Mehukati, and he will smother it. Craziness going back and forth. Both of these teams getting some pretty good chances, but both goaltenders making the saves that they were called upon to make. Face off. Oh, what a snipe by Villapoika right off the draw. Who needs a pass when you have a blistering wrister like that? hREDS make it 4-1. That may have gone off double posts here, but just a beautiful play. Tie up off the draw. Villapoika will pick it up off the hop in. Yeah, actually, Moja touched it just before. So it actually worked as almost a handoff play. And, I mean, for Mehukati, I wouldn't say he was in bad position by any means. That's just a brilliantly placed shot. Oh, no, as Moja gets another A-grade opportunity, and Heimo just seems to be falling apart. hREDS coming at them in waves. 4 unanswered now. They nearly just got 5. Still have 5 minutes remaining here in this period. And, well, you saw that face-off advantage. Villapoika went for that short side again. That time, Mehukati got it. And Heimo trying to cross that line, go offside. As you got to think, they're already in desperation mode. The way Finsete played in that first one, the way hREDS are as a defensive team, you know, even if their record isn't where we all thought it would be, where they would like it, they still have that aura. They are hREDS. They are, you know, they're still going to be that team to beat in so many ways. Moja takes that one away. And, you know, can't blame anyone for thinking that. 3 straight championships for hREDS in their dynasty time. That's a beautiful L1 block right there. Nice Sock'em to disrupt that pass. That was a tap-in on the back door. Villapoika will take that one away. Benito now, I think that's Domi joining the rush right here. Moja trying to send that to the middle. Broken up by Satapoika, but Moja gets it right back in the corner. Battling with it. Down low to Benito. The rocket pass in front. And that went all the way back to Domi. Big hit there. I think that's a penalty coming up. And it indeed is. Heimo will get a power play, and that's a charging. Teemu going to be sitting in the box for 2, so that's one of hREDS defensemen sitting. Moja will be sliding back, at least on the draw, to be playing defense with Domi. And, well, we just saw the tail end of it, but he did cross a fair amount of distance, at least enough for the ref to call the charging right there. So a 2-minute power play for Heimo. They're going to want to capitalize on this one. This is a huge opportunity to stop the bleeding. Yet another face-off win for Benito. I think that's 10-1 at this point in the game, maybe 11. One more rush as they try to stretch things out right there. And it was intercepted by Villapoika. That will just about do it for the second period. 5 seconds left now. Heimo, just one more shot. Is that one may have had some space. The low short side, Finsete trying to play the angles right there, but Heimo unable to capitalize. They will have carryover power play time, about a minute and a quarter left as they hit the third period. But again, it's the third period against an hREDS team with a 3-goal lead. That's not where you want to find yourself, really against anyone, but in particularly hREDS. So we'll have to see what Heimo has up their sleeve for this third and final period. So I try to get a quick look at the stats before they take them away from me. I mean, that is a brash turnaround. I feel like most of those 5 shots from Heimo came in that first period. And since then, hREDS have just been all over them. It's like a flip switched, and hREDS remembered, oh yeah, we're hREDS. How about we stop allowing Heimo to have their way with us? And since then, it has just been all them. Some fortune, sure, but most of it is just dominant play coming out on the side of hREDS. So we'll see what happens. The third and final period between these two teams. Of course, Heimo still has 1 minute 15. Oh, I was right on the dot. 1 minute 15 seconds left on their power play. They get a quick zone entry. Mike, what a shot on, but a good save by Finsete. Beautiful spin shot there, and right to work. Deflection, scores! Mike gets rewarded with a goal. After all, the puck don't lie. Even after a brilliant save from Finsete, he gets a deflection in front off the shot from Satapoika. And no chance for Finsete on that one. Heimo cut the deficit to just 2. You saw that one coming not from a mile away, but you saw it developing there. Mike, of course, rocking that gold big tipper, found that high slot. Brilliant shot from Satapoika. And it's a 2-goal lead now. Early goal, too. That makes this 2-goal deficit very obtainable for Heimo if they're able to keep going and not allow hREDS to just take over the game again. They keep it even. There's always a chance. Sockham does gain the line. Mike has it now. His shot on. Finsete, a little bit of trouble with it, but is able to cover it nonetheless. So a reprieve right now as hREDS maybe want to catch their breath a little bit. They're still not in necessarily huge danger yet, but that's a breath of life for Heimo, and you never necessarily want to give any team a breath of life. Heimo has it now in the corner. Back to Sockham. He dodges Villapoika there, creeps in, trying to feed the middle, but 2 hREDS defenders there snuff that out quickly. Villapoika speed back the other way, poked off, but Benito will collect it in the corner. Sent out front, but Mike will take that away. Satapoika, what a pass! Oh, Emil can't pull the trigger! He had Finsete beat on the far side. He just couldn't get the shot away in time. Domi now for hREDS. His pass off the off the skate of Teemu. Nearly said shoe right there. You can see it in the state of my mind after 3 long solo casts here, but oh, what a save by Finsete! Plays out immediately. We're not allowed to appreciate that, but that was unreal. A 2-on-1, and he reaches out to glove to absolutely rob Otto. Heimo may not be done, coming right back the other way. Satapoika trying to go for that one-timer. Villapoika intercepts it, has the speed, in alone. Villapoika gets turned aside by Mahukati. Game opening up now. Heimo coming back the other way. Mike will lose it. Domi has it. He tries to feed that pass. Intercepted. Emil, great feed over to Otto, who gains the line. Loose puck behind the neck now. Mike has it. Trying to go back down low, but that pass was covered. Goes all the way around to Sockham. Has to be careful there as he passed it to Satapoika, and Moja was all over him. Mike now. One-touch deke to the outside. Tried to get a shot away. Didn't quite go. Benito will just area sauce it. Domi trying to catch up to it. Will get it, but can't go too much further than that. Errant pass from Satapoika. Villapoika in again. Spin. Benito scores! Picks up the loose puck off of Villapoika's delay move. And hREDS get another one. Maybe dashing away the hopes of Heimo in front of their very eyes. It looked so good errant pass, though. The spin attempt play. Great defense from Sockham, but he couldn't make the recovery to make the second stop. And hREDS back to a 3-goal lead with 8 minutes remaining in the third period. At this point, it's need a miracle time for Heimo, but they are attacking here in deep, getting aggressive, but that's just going to feed that counterattack. Here comes Benito back the other way. Tamoja, backdoor feed, they score! Domi joined the rush right there, and a brilliant triangle passing play from hREDS put that final nail in the coffin. A tap-in goal for Domi, his second of the season. And hREDS running away with this one right now. Once again, I said it in the middle of the cast. You're going to see Heimo get aggressive, but that could feed that counterattack of hREDS. They wasted no time capitalizing on it. With a 4-goal lead, 6.5 minutes remaining. A team like hREDS, they are not going to cough these up. Sadapoika will have to reset here. These failures to failures to enter the zone, just not benefiting Heimo in any way, shape, or form. They need a goal. They need it quick. A pass up to Mike. He has it poked away. Otto has it, drops it back. Sadapoika tries to get that one in deeper. And actually, Otto got injured on that hit. That's a hip check that Domi, the guy didn't quite have the puck, so he'll be sitting for 2. Heimo, again, you have we'll say a snowball's chance in somewhere to get this one back. It's not a big chance, but if you could score quickly on this power play, you never know. It's all going to come down to execution here. 4 minutes remaining. You need 4. Goal a minute. Not impossible, not probable. Looking for Otto. His shot gets blocked. Mike from behind the net now. Sadapoika to Sockham looking for that 1T, but hREDS are wise to it. Motion, nice move to the inside after the defensive play. Trying to keep that one alive. Gotta love that hREDS mentality. I don't care how much they're up by. They're counterattacking shorthanded. Motion will not have the stamina. Gets bumped from behind, but that's all kinds of time that Heimo needs ticking off the clock. Emil lost possession either from a fan-on shot or a reverse hit. Finger slip. Sadapoika from the point. Looking for the one-timer off of Fincetta, then off of the post. But hREDS are about to wrap this one up with a bow and all. So we'll have an icing here with 58.9, 4-goal lead for hREDS. They have not hit the real-time 30 seconds yet, but at this point it doesn't really matter. What matters is how much hREDS is going to win by. Dangerous situation right there as Mehkati will play that one out. Emil trying to take it back the other way, looking for Otto. He does get it, trying to find Mike. That one is taken. Sockham does pinch in, keep that one alive. Emil just trying to force that one home through the 5-hole, but Fincetta was there. Filipoika, his zone entry attempt is denied. Emil now gets that one taken away. Filipoika sends it all the way down. Shouldn't go for icing. Mojo beats it out, looking for the wraparound. Domi in deep, trying to shovel that one home. And that will do it. One more shot for Benito. For good luck, for good measure, for a big, big 6-point night for hREDS. Again, another team getting exactly what they needed in their respective matchup. We saw it earlier from Radical. We see it now for hREDS. And honestly, a kind of a very similar story between the two. One kind of blowout game, another closer game. And both teams won and got all 6 points. Both teams won in regulation. Even more important, especially for hREDS and Radical, who have their hopes set and eyes set on playoffs. And if you're hREDS, it's more than playoffs. You want to get back to the top of the mountain. You're not ready to give up, the sole possession of the 3 championship wins in a row. That tunnel vision this season is hunting for. Of course, you remember they won the last 2 straight in NHL 23. That was their year, and now hREDS, they want to get back to the top. And of course, strikers as well. It's been a while since that roster, since that iteration of the team has won a championship. And they're hunting for it too. And see kind of the story there. Heimo, 7 minutes time on attack, just 9 shots. Not enough. You got a gold big tipper there. I think you got to try to be utilizing that a heck of a lot more than you did. But nonetheless, big win for hREDS here as we'll take a look at the many goals that were scored throughout the course of this game. And that's a tough one if you're Heimo. You have 2 defenders right there, and Villapoika's able to get that puck pick up and put it 5-hole on the forehand. That one right there, though, such a beautiful play by Domi. Why he's such a threat is that he's just all over the ice. And this was that kind of misfortune, but also smart play by Moja. What I like about that is he didn't just stand still after making that pass. He came in so that he could get that bounce. And this shot right here, just unbelievable placement by Villapoika off that face-off play. Of course, the second goal scored by Heimo here. Beautiful deflection as Mike found that soft spot. Good shot by Satapoika. No chance for Finsete. And this was that cleanup play by Benito. Great job by Villapoika to create the space. Oh, and I love that too. Benito really used the movement of Mehukati against him. Just baiting out that far side and going back short side. And this was the death knell. That last goal, Domi jumping up into the rush when Heimo had to get aggressive. hREDS made them pay for it. So great matches all throughout the day. And I think we're going to kick it over to the standings really quick. I don't think these last couple games or last game have been reported quite yet, but we will get you a look at those standings so you can see some of the movement that has happened. Remember earlier, Radical did get 6 out of 6 points. And that should actually put them, if my math is correct, indeed, into a playoff position, tied with Polski Boys, but because of goal differential, they get the advantage. And that's what this 3-point system is about, trying to reduce the amount of potential tiebreakers that we will have. Of course, you know, they're tied with Polski Boys, but 4 games in hand for Radical. They find themselves in a tremendous position, and, you know, all of their wins coming in regulation. That is so important for this season. hREDS, you know, they're going to have an additional 3 points. They're going to be in a tie with Radical and Polski Boys. That's going to force Polski Boys out of the playoff picture and Radical down to 8. hREDS will have that 7 slot. It hasn't been reported quite yet, and unfortunately for Heimo, they will stand pat exactly where they are. So that, oh my goodness, and Yippee Voskala actually jumped up ahead of Strikers again. I just noticed that, but that will do it for this broadcast here. We thank you, of course, for watching. We thank our friends at Kovalan Lakritsi for their continued support, of course. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Sin. We thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for some pro action.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.